Hello friends, I'm Coach Namin. My mission for creating this YouTube channel is to let everybody know that you matter. If you're watching this, you matter. And when you know you matter, everything you do changes. That's what happened to me. That's what led me to become a life coach. I worked with many of my clients and I've noticed the shift when they realize they matter. With no exemptions, everyone in this planet matter. Please subscribe to my channel if you're interested in my work. I talk about passion, how to find your passion, how to deal with your emotional struggles and pain, and how to create your authentic, passion-driven life. In this session, I'm going to talk about the difference between passion-driven life and success-driven life. I want you to walk away from this session thinking, what can I do to change my life today towards my passion-driven life? And I promise you will have some takeaways. We often associate the accomplishments like career, finances, health, beauty with happiness, right? We don't spend time on what is happiness to me, what it feels like. Like if I was a happy person right now, what would I do? How would I feel? How is it gonna change the decisions I make? And when we hear the well-accomplished people that has built an empire, they say the beautiful speech on advices on how to succeed, build this and pay attention to this, and then at the end they say, okay, passion matters. It's important that you're passionate. But let's take a look at what exactly it does when you're passionate about what you do. It shifts the energy of the work that you do. It shifts the energy that you bring to the product or service that you are offering. Passion-driven life has a different energy than success-driven life. Let's say success is a list of accomplishments that we have. The finances, the career, the beauty, the health and everything. The checklist, minus the passion. But passion-driven life is you are just passionate about what you're doing. Interestingly enough, you can be successful without doing what you're passionate about. And the real example is me. I didn't know what my passion was, so I was doing what I assume the happiness was. Let me explain what I mean by passion changes the energy. It changes the energy because it gets us closer to who we are as a person, as an individual, as a soul. When you do something out of passion and enthusiasm, you create your own form of art. We are all artistic in our own ways. And just like any other artist, when we are doing our own art, we get in it, we get lost. We are not worried about anything else but perform the arts. Just like a musician when they're playing the music, we are in it. Our whole self is in it. And it becomes the fullest expression of your inner self. The self that stays quiet, invisible, but yet that has so much power. It's the right side of your brain. I know there are so many professions that requires more left side, the logical side of the brain, but the right side, which is more artistic side of the brain. But all professions can be an art if you are meant to do it. Accounting is known to be the most logical profession you can get, but it can be expressed so beautifully in a way that it's seamless to read it. And I'm a witness to that because I've seen so many talented accountants and auditors in my in my work at KPMG and Brookfield, where I was working in the two big companies that I worked for, I could just see the talent, and I could see some people how they can express the balance sheet as an art. And I witnessed it's possible. Let's say different profession like podcasting. One can say podcasting becoming trendy, and it seems like I can be very successful doing podcasting if I can do it right. You can be successful if it's done right. The chances that you will get more money and the more audience is high. But the reality of it is, unless you are born to do it, people can see the energy. Because when it's coming from the left side of the brain, when more analytical side of the brain, which is more outcome oriented, which is more focused on how to grow the audience, how to make more money, how to have the retention, it's more logic working on that side. You can see it in the outcome. And when you do that, it comes from the place of needing to be successful, needing to finally be successful so that you accomplish what you need to accomplish. It's not an art. The focus is on you more than the product. When you hear the podcast of people that are focused on themselves, you hear a slight message that says, pay attention to me, listen to me, hear me out what I got to say. That's a subtle form of asking for validation, because you focus on the outcome, not the product itself. When you hear somebody speaking who is very well accomplished, successful, but not so focused on the speech but themselves, at the end of the speech, you end up thinking, this person is amazing, I suck. This person who's speaking seems like he's amazing, but I suck. But when you hear somebody who is performing art of speaking, you end up thinking about yourself more than the other person, because they're focused on what's being spoken, not themselves. I want to give you two examples of how it's demonstrated in podcasting. The first example is Stephen Bartlett from the CEO Diary. When you hear him interviewing people, when he podcasts, he focuses on the people being interviewed, and the questions come from curiosity. Curiosity is the language that the passion speaks. You can tell he is passionate about what he is doing from just because he is so curious about it. It's not pretentious. He's never seeking for validation on himself. He's never saying, look at me, hear me out. He is focused on the conversation. And when you finish watching the interview, you end up thinking about yourself, not him. And pay attention to how he speaks. He's very grounded. He's not observed with what they're saying. He's not pretentious. He's not pretentious, and he's never seeking for validation. He's there to listen. And that's what leads the audience to think about themselves, not him. That is an art. That's an art of speaking. And my second example is Oprah Winfrey. She's always been about delivering the message. It's never been about her. And that becomes an art where you always think about you when you finish the show, not her. And I want you to walk away from this session thinking, what can be your art? What can you do in your life that's authentic to you, that you can express your inner self in form of art? Because we know that you're an artist. We always know that there's a right side of the brain that's more artistic, that can express your inner self, that's more present. And there's a logical side of the brain that can always help you to accomplish what your true artist wants, that your true artist, your inner artist wants to deliver. Let's let the right side of the brain be the lead in your life, because right side of the brain is the one that brings the passion, that carries the passion within you. And the left side of the brain is the analytical side that can help you, that you can use it as a tool to achieve where you want to go. Based on many different studies that has been done, only 13 to 20% of the people are passionate about what they're doing. This means the majority of the people are doing the job, doing what they do just because they want to be successful. Just because we assume that success is simply meeting the checklists, or we're running away from the worst case scenarios that we have, but we don't consider passion. And also the main reason is because we don't pay attention to the power of passion and power of our enthusiasm and passion that we all have. There are many of you that knows what your passion is, and I want you to proceed. I want you to start incorporating those passion into your life now that you know the power of passion and how it changes your energy. And if you don't know what your passion is, there's a video that I created to help you find out what your passion is. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Please book a session with me if you're interested in finding more. And I'll see you guys in my next video.